And we're back here on Smells Like 90's Rock. It is Sheila, Hot Toddy, and DJ Poor all here tonight. All crew, everybody, all people here tonight.
Let's all be celebratory.
All be celebratory.
So this week I started a really bad habit of binge watching Teen Mom 2.
Why?
That's the question I ask myself.
Yeah.
And
Just why?
the show, these girls, like, I can't believe they're actually still human beings.
It's horrid.
And then
yeah.
they produced other human beings.
Right.
Is Janelle still a fixture?
Yes.
On Teen Mom?
She's always breaking down because she got arrested and can't smoke weed. Like, that's her story arc.
Poor girl.
That's her story arc.
Yeah, she's like, I
Damn
can't
sure
believe
mom
I
who
can't
wants to smoke weed
smoke
all the
weed
time.
for a whole year.
Wow.
And I'm not raising my kid. My mom is. And I'm like,
How else am I going to find things entertaining?
Oh,
basically, she's
yeah.
like, I'm always so anxious. And all I
poor
want to do
girl.
is smoke weed, and I can't. And, like, that's her story.
That's her sad story, huh?
And then the other one named Chelsea, like, she's just constantly crying because her baby daddy, like, breaks up with her every other episode.
Oh.
Yeah, but they break up. It's just like, ugh.
Oh, that's,
Can't handle
Wasn't
that
there
story.
like a redneck couple on there?
there's
too?
always a
Yes,
redneck
that's
couple.
Lee.
Yeah.
Which there's promises from the internet that I've read, like, before I even started watching the show, that she's a pill popper. I haven't seen any evidence
I've
of
not seen
yet.
this yet. Okay.
But I hope
In
she has
front
a
of the
breakdown like,
children.
all I want to do is pop pills. And I can't.
Wow.
And I'm so anxious all the time.
Yeah.
Pills help.
Yeah, the pills help me. Like, it's going to be glorious.
Wow.
So I'm, like, in the third season now.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So that's
amazing.
my dark truth.
That's your dark truth, yeah. So now you all have seen Captain America, the new one. I've not. I'm behind. I've not seen it yet. I don't know.
Oops, we should have been like spoilers.
Well, no,
when we
it's
were
a-
in
Sorry,
I don't-
Todd. We're just having a complete
I know.
No, I
discussion
didn't.
in
I didn't
front of
really. I mean,
Henry.
I don't really care. But I mean,
You'll still see it.
I've already. I've read most of the synopsis on Wikipedia, so it's not that
Oh,
big a deal.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, no, I'm behind. I've not seen that. Was it good? I mean, overall,
It is.
was
I
good.
always like those Marvel movies more
Yeah.
than probably any of the other superhero movies.
I
The
can,
whole Avengers,
yeah.
like even their standalone ones, I like better.
Right. I can imagine that. Yeah.
I think Marvel definitely has like a lot up on DC
I was
as far as like.
I was thinking about that. It's like my favorite superhero probably of all time is Batman, but I love the Marvel movies so much more than I do the DC movies.
Mhm.
You know, it's just the way it's the way they
Just
do them.
executed. They're entertaining.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's true.
They're executed fairly well for what they are. Really.
Yeah.
They're like for superhero movies, they have some fairly fleshed out characters.
Yeah, they do.
They have, like,
But that's
more
because they
fleshed out
built
characters than
each
serious
character and then
dramas.
tied them together,
Yeah. Yeah.
as opposed to like throwing them in and be like, you know this character, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Except for Batman, who we always have to constantly see that his parents died
yeah, and get scared by the bat in the
Mhm.
cave, and then
every time.
I want to be a Batman, and there you have it. Every
Batman. Bruce
Batman.
Wayne.
Bruce
Woo.
Wayne, Batman, every movie.
Ben Affleck's good as Batman.
I
He was
will
the
s-
highlight of that film. I'm telling you, he was.
I will say, for DC though, I like the minor characters that they've pulled and put into TV shows.
Yeah.
Like their Flash, I think is a lot better than Green Arrow. I loved Arrow when it first came out.
Yeah.
They have sort of a stealth storyline because they're always going back in time and showing you flashbacks,
Mm-hmm.
which are sort of obsolete now. Like they need to stop that. But Flash doesn't do that. So Flash is, which Flash can time travel. So if I'm supposed to be seeing flashbacks, you think.
You'd think.
Yeah.
So
No, I do enjoy the DC sort of B
I
characters.
did not
that
realize
pull
you were
down.
such a comic book buff, though, Sheila. I had no idea.
We've had many a conversations.
many a
about comics.
conversation.
Yeah, but I didn't realize you were this invested in like comic book dramas and TV shows.
You just don't know her like you thought you did, huh?
I have like an 8-year-old, about to be 9-year-old son. If I'm not up to date on this stuff, I'll be called out on
Yeah,
the
but I
carpet.
thought
You
you
gotta
were
stay
only
up
up to
on
date on it because of Adrian. What if you did not have any children? Would you still be as invested in this? Just out of
I'd
curiosity?
probably still see the movies when they come out on DVD. Maybe, I don't know. I can't speak fully. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I have it on good authority from Henry of 80's Rock Off that X-Men Apocalypse is worth seeing. So
That came out today.
I can't.
came out today, yeah.
I look forward to the half in the bag on that one.
Yeah,
Because
be a nice little review show.
yeah,
but
I wonder.
I'm gonna hold myself. I'm gonna try and do like a media blockout so I don't catch any spoilers.
good luck with that. You'll hit them eventually.
I watched one spoiler-free review. They said the first 20 minutes is kind of like kind of choppy. Or
It's never a good sign.
And speaking of which,
but then like the rest of it's really good.
People need to stop putting Game of Thrones spoilers on their Facebook accounts.
Wow, they do.
Like, I'm going to unfriend all of you because I'm like 3 seasons behind.
Yeah, I don't even watch the show, and I'm like, I don't want to know the
You probably know a
spoilers.
lot about it, though.
I know more about it than most people because I've seen all the stuff.
Because they'll put up
Hodor.
their little memes and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it really.
And I'm like, that's not
clogging
fair.
up a
Has a
timeline with
drinking
this.
problem, I've heard. In
Who?
that show? Peter Dinklage, the midget.
Oh, really?
Okay, but that's not like a spoiler. Like,
No.
everybody dies in this show. So, like, knowing that somebody's already dead ruins things for me sometimes.
Okay. Well,
So, what I'm saying is stop it.
I haven't watched one episode of Game of Thrones, to be honest.
You know,
So,
I didn't think I was going to like the show. I didn't watch it for many, many years.
Yeah,
I was a fool. This is like such an awesome show.
this is a show that
So,
rocks.
I wasn't really a big fan of Lord of the Rings. Can I admit that?
I admit it too. I'm not. I like.
I like the first one.
I like the Hobbit movies more than I did. Lord
I
of the
didn't like
Rings.
either of those very much.
I like the Hobbit. Because I read the Hobbit and I
Mhm.
liked that book, but I never read Lord of the Rings, and I was not a big Lord of the
I
Rings
read the
fan.
first one.
No.
And so I was just sort of like, when everyone kept saying it was like Lord of the Rings with sex, I was like, ugh,
Lord of the Rings was what?
with sex.
With
Is
sex.
what-
Oh,
and it's on
that's
HBO.
what-
That's what I've heard.
I see.
And probably a lot more gore.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe
Yeah.
a more realistic depiction of violence, a more gritty.
But it's not at
Picture
all
about it.
like Lord of the Rings, other than the fact that they use swords.
Mhm.
So I wish that I had watched it sooner.
Right.
I did see like a really weird Game of Thrones thread going on in
Mhm.
one of my
Don't tell me.
Facebook feed. I won't give
Okay.
away any details.
Lord of the
but
Rings
I
with
remember
sex. I just got that now. That
I
took me a
remember-
second.
but-
I'm with you now.
when I was watching it, like they were talking about how some of the books are written in like a different language.
Uh-huh.
And it made me think of there's this one
Dothraki.
guy, this one author, and his name's Juno Diaz. He was like a huge nerd growing up, but he's also like really involved with like the immigrant experience. That's more or less what he writes about in his novels.
Mhm.
And one of his quotes is like people will read an entire book of Elvish, but if you put 2 lines of Spanish in a book, they think we're taking over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
That's true. It's weird.
That's true.
I know that was kind of like a
This
weird
is the world we live in.
Thanks for bringing
a
us into
weird
that.
parallel to explore there, but I thought it was worth mentioning on
You're
live.
just reminding us how
What?
sad the world is.
What? It was funny.
how Trump's
I
getting
mean,
ahead.
that was one of
Trump
the funnier
is
things I've ever.
ahead.
Because every time I see like Game of Thrones, I'm just sort of like, you guys can't handle Hispanic people.